Hey, beautiful beings. How are we all doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you're watching this? So my name is Lindsay Banks, and I'm going to just share with you today some different ways to go off grid. So if you're sat in your house and thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I just want to give you some different options for you to think about and to feel what's right for you. So the first thing you can do is to find established communities and to start visiting them, start volunteering, etc. So I recently posted a video on my YouTube channel called Where to Find Off-Grid Communities, and I've just given some ideas of places that I know that actually share where different communities are. So that is your first option. So you can find established communities, get in touch with them, ask to volunteer and start going down that route. If you do have some money, the second option is to buy a van. You can convert your own van. There are so many people out there that are living in vans right now and doing van life, So stick a mattress in the back, get yourself a bucket toilet, get the basics. And then what you can do in your van is you can travel around different spots. Scotland is much easier because you can park and camp for free in places. England's a little bit more difficult, but I am sure there are loads of van lifers out there who would be happy to share their spots. I do believe there is a Facebook group also called Van Lifers. So that's your second option. So the first one is to find established communities that you can maybe join and volunteer in. The second one is to get yourself a van. The third option is, again, if you have money, if you have mortgage, if you have a house, then sell it and then use the money to buy yourself a piece of land, which, if you buy it outright, if you can, will be yours. Fourth option is to claim the unclaimed land. Right now, I'm going to do a much longer video on this. I'm going to prepare like a presentation to share on my YouTube channel because there's a lot of different, well, not different ways you can do it, but there's lots of steps involved in order to do that. So across the UK, there's something ridiculous like 15% of the land is actually unclaimed. So if you haven't heard of this term before, excuse me, this is what started me off on my off-grid journey, because I was in a meditation in a sweat lodge and I was just told to claim the unclaimed land, but I didn't know what that meant. So that started me on my own, doing my own research and really looking into it. Unfortunately, I've never done it because it just seemed so overwhelming and so time consuming to do it by myself. And at the time I was doing shared parenting, so I was often either working or had my children with me. So it isn't a route that I've gone down, but it's a route that I am aware of. So if you do want to start looking into that before I create my video and presentation, what you can look for is you can just Google Unclaimed Land UK. The government, the English government and the Scottish government have spreadsheets of land which is either derelict or unclaimed. Now, I am aware, so when I lived in York, there was a piece of derelict land which a group of people wanted to take over and to create a community garden. Now, this space, I believe, was what's called a brownfield site. So the space had been bought by a property developer over 20 years ago. So they bought it with the intention of building houses on it, flats, etc. But unfortunately, they found out that underneath it, like underneath the ground, they would have to do like excavations, and there was, like Roman artifacts or something, which meant that they weren't actually allowed to build on the land. So instead, they just left it derelict. And to be honest, it was an eyesore. So this group had come in to take it over. The property developers got wind of that and basically just like kicked them all out, and erected like really high security fences around it. So it's still derelict, which is ridiculous, because it's like, if there's a piece of land that can be used, for the community, or to start growing vegetables, or to help people be self-sustainable, just give it to them. I know that seems really simple, but it's like, why the frig are you holding on to a piece of land that you've had for 15 years that you're not going to do anything with? It's just greedy. So, like I said, there are spreadsheets on the government websites that you can download, and you can start to filter and have a look at spaces in your area. Now, there's another really good guy that I found that I followed called The Small Farmer, and he actually was able to claim this unclaimed land, and he's got YouTube videos and blogs about it as well. I'm starting to lose my voice already. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, so there's some of your different options when you are looking to go off grid. And I've talked before, you know, about mindset and law of attraction and manifesting and all that sort of stuff. And my feeling is the more of us that are holding this vision, that we want to have these communities, that we want to live, you know, self-sustainably, that we want to be able to live off the land and not, you know, live in poverty or having to rely on like charities and food banks, etc. The more of us that want to start living this life, the more of us that are going to come together. So taking that leap feels fucking scary, because you're taking this leap into the unknown. It's like, it feels, it's a funny one, because it feels a little bit like we're going backwards to how people used to live. But at the same time, when you take that leap, you're like, actually, I know how to live like this because I've done it before. So I believe in past lives and everything. So that's my feeling. But yeah, just wanted to give you those different options anyway. So depending on where you're at, you know, in terms of your finances, in terms of what is going to work for you, then, you know, really just explore it and sit with it and see how you feel and what is going to be best for you. And like, use this group to find other people nearby, you know, start a group that are going to, like, I don't know, make a garden, or that are going to just start even having conversations. That's how I ended up here. You know, I went to meetings all through 2020 and 2021, and I was meeting up with people in Sheffield and Yorkshire. I was arranging meetings for anyone and everyone that wanted to live off grid, because it was like, if we come together and we start talking about it, then I know from the law of attraction and manifesting, your idea or your thoughts, yeah, when you start to vocalize them, your words are so powerful. So they then start to become things. And I would say probably at least 50% of the people that we had meetings with are now either living off grid or living in a van or in an off-grid community. And that's because we were able to start getting together and sharing how we wanted to live, and not how we were being dictated to how to live. So, you know, like I said, utilize this group, find people who live nearby you, arrange your own meetings. That's what I did the first time. When was it? Back in 2019, I think it was. I just arranged an event, like in a local woods, called Conscious Community Gathering. And I invited all of my friends who I knew wanted to live off grid, and they invited some of their friends. And there was about 70 of us. And it was like, oh my God, it was like, you know, and for me, that was inspiring in itself, because just even knowing that there are other people out there who want to live the same way that you do just really helps, because then you get that support and you get that network. So just wanted to share that. If you know anyone else who's living off grid or doing stuff, you know, share their stories as well, because the more of us that have taken that leap or are living that way, you know, and sharing videos, like, it inspires you. And, you know, there's people that I watch that inspire me, and I'm like, oh my God, they're amazing. You know, I can't believe they're doing that. So yeah, share anything that you feel is going to help others in this group. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I've run out of steam. But yeah, but I wish everyone, you know, like, the reason I created this group is like, and want to be part of off-grid living. Like, I want more people to do it. I want more people to join. So, you know, there's never, like, our communities become bigger, and it's like, oh, we can be even more self-sustainable, you know, and we can have all these skills and experience and, you know, sharing knowledge and sharing wisdom. So yeah, wishing you every success with your off-grid journey. If you've got any questions, feel free to stick them in the comments, and sending you all lots of love. Bye for now.